Yo, what's up guys, this is Simon from Shanghai and welcome to another Every Chinese video. Now recently I've been thinking about one question. What makes someone a real patriot? Now the reason I've been thinking about it over and over again is that for the past few weeks in many Western countries, hundreds of Chinese students took to the street to show their support to our great nation. Now there's nothing wrong about that, right? Because in the West you are allowed to march on the street and to speak out your mind. That's just one of the basic human rights, which is protected by the law. But it also means that when other people are doing the protest, even they have different view from us, we also need to respect them, right? Because they also have that right. That's why I feel a little bit disappointed and embarrassed when I heard that some of our students tried to harass other protesters. They tore down people's posters and they even stormed into shops and restaurants to hang national flags and to sing national anthem. Now, their actions are way out of the line, but I would like to tell you guys that those young students truly love our nation. That's why they were there. The people who don't give a heck about the country will just stay inside, play video games, or do whatever they want. They won't even bother to come at the first place. And I think those young students' initial intention was not bad at all. They were really worried that the country they love will fall into apart and turn into chaos. And I think if some of you guys actually got a chance to talk with them in a peaceful way, you might be able to understand some of their views. But unfortunately, I don't think their behavior is helping to solve the problem. I feel like it's making the situation even worse because, first of all, their aggressive action definitely won't change those protesters' view, right? It will only intensify the conflict between us. And second of all, when the people around the world saw what they have done, what would they think about us? Will people be like, oh, those Chinese students are doing a fantastic job. They completely change our view about the issue. China's great. They deserve more respect. And those protesters must be wrong. Or you think people will be like, what the heck are they doing? Do they really understand the idea of freedom of speech? And do they know how to respect the people with different view? Which one is it? The former one or the latter one? I think my viewer out there definitely can do a better job to tell us what people really feel. So what's your first impression when you heard about the news? Please let us know under the comment section. Now, I used to believe that eventually the whole world will merge into one big group where people from different parts of the world with different beliefs can coexist peacefully. But now, I'm not so sure anymore because I'm worried that after people saw what those young students have done, will they start thinking that people from China are all like that? If that's the case, then the misconception will definitely aggravate the distrust between people from the West and people from the mainland, which won't do any good to any of us, right? I really wish I could tell you that the majority of Chinese people are not like that. They are thoughtful, they are kind, they are open-minded, and they respect other people's view. If it was 5 years ago, I think I have the confidence to tell you that. But today, I'm not so sure anymore. Because when I get onto the internet, sometimes I feel like maybe I am the minority. Maybe I'm the one who couldn't see the truth clearly. Because the things that I think are not so good for our country are being heavily promoted and have received huge support on the internet. But the things that I think are essential for the nation are being discouraged and have received huge criticism from the netizens. Now, let me just tell you one guy as an example. Just 1 week ago, there's a guy called Chen Qiushi. He is a lawyer. He flew to Hong Kong by himself to observe the situation. He attended several protests from both sides, and he interviewed a lot of people, try to get different perspectives. And he also made several videos talking about what he has seen, and he uploaded them onto his Chinese social media to share his personal experience. And after only 3 days of staying in Hong Kong, he received phone calls from multiple departments in China, which all ordered him to come back to China immediately. In his last video, he also mentioned that even his boss and colleagues got pressured because of his irresponsible behavior. So in order not to bring trouble to the people around him, he came back to the mainland. After that, all his videos are gone and his social media got suspended as well. When I heard the news, I was really confused. I didn't know what to say because I feel like he didn't do anything wrong. He was just trying to figure out the following question. Who are those protesters? Are they some jobless thugs, or they are just ordinary citizens? And what are they thinking? What do they want for the future, right? So that's why he went there by himself and tried to figure it out. Personally, I think he's the one who is actually doing something meaningful for the country by helping us to understand each other. But he got shut down, while people who are writing hate comment on the internet can still express their view freely. Now, some of you out there may be like, oh, this guy is doing a good job. People must be pissed when he get blocked. Well, that's not the case. Actually, most of the netizens were like, yeah, he deserved it because his report is not objective, it's biased. And others were like, this guy must have a bad intention. He just wants to get famous and make money. When I saw those comments on the internet, I don't know what to say, because how do you get fame and money while all your social media got blocked? And even his report is flawed, it's not 100% perfect, but you can't just shut him down, right? Because according to our constitution, the citizens of People's Republic of China enjoy freedom of speech. So we still have that. Now, the recent events reminds me of the Cultural Revolution back in 1960s China, in which millions of people lost their life. I haven't experienced the Cultural Revolution myself because I wasn't even born at that time. But history told us that during that era, people having different views that didn't fit into the national ideology would be treated as anti-communist and capitalist. And a lot of them got beaten up by a group of people called Red Guards. Those Red Guards were not some random bandits, but they were just some ordinary Chinese students who loved their country very much, but their radical ideology ended up causing huge disaster to our nation. Back then, if the things you said or wrote didn't fit into the main narrative, then in their eyes, you're an evil person who deserved to be punished. Now, Cultural Revolution was a very complicated historical event. There were a lot of factors combined which eventually caused it to happen. But I think two of the main factors that caused the event are, first of all, there was no rational discussion between people, and second of all, the hatred was being promoted during that time. I think today we are much better than before, but we also need to watch out to not let it come back. I believe no one wants to go back to that dark era in which no one dares to speak out because everyone is afraid they may misspeak something that didn't fit into the main narrative, which would result in them being labeled as evil capitalists. I think the best way to prevent that from happening again is to help people to understand each other. Let's set aside our prejudice and listen to the view from the other side. Personally, I've talked with people from both sides, and I can fully understand both sides' concern. There's no evil person in here. I only see people who care and love about the place they live, and they both want the place to get even better. But they may have different views on how things should be done, which is perfectly fine, right? Let's sit down and talk peacefully. I think they're all good people. Once again, people who don't give a damn about the country will not even bother to talk about these topics, right? They will just keep doing their own things and let the world become whatever it is. Anyway, no matter which side you are on, next time if you get a chance to talk with someone on the other side, let's put down our anger and share our views peacefully and try to understand the other people's concern. I still believe you guys can still find some consensus, even if you can't, but I hope you can realize that the people who are on different sides are just some ordinary people like us. They have jobs, they have families, they have loved ones, and they're not some evil monsters. Okay guys, I think that's pretty much it for today's video. If you like my video, please hit the thumbs up button. If you want more content about China from an ordinary Chinese guy, I recommend you to subscribe to my channel. Once again, thank you so much for all the love and support, and I will catch you on the next one.